Isn't it great being outdoors and enjoying the fresh air and sunshine? Hi, I'm Terry Troyer, and we're taking this edition of Living Well, making the most of your senior years, out of doors. Nature has a way of invigorating us, boosting our spirits, calming us down, and, well, making us feel alive. But often our indoor lives keep us from enjoying all that nature has to offer. Well, there's a Harford County-based nonprofit that intends to help us do something about that. Let's find out more.
The beauty and the healing properties of nature are all around us all of the time. However, we need to be intentional about how we can best connect with those healing properties of nature. I'm Phil Hosmer, Executive Director and founder of NatureWorks, a nonprofit here in Harford County. And today we're going to explore some ways that you can tap into the healing properties of nature to support your health and well-being. At NatureWorks, we essentially take people outside to go inside. And in that process of going inside, we invite people to activate all 5 of their senses, to fully engage with what's out here in nature. And in that process of focusing on what's out here in nature, we start to calm our mind, give our mind some space to process and slow down. The average American is indoors 93% of their day, and we're looking at screens 11 hours a day. And in that typical day, we're starving all of the senses that we have by being indoors looking at a screen. So when we come out here, NatureWorks invites people to activate all of those senses in order to bring us mindfully into the present moment. So much of what we do at NatureWorks is based on the principle of forest bathing. Forest bathing comes from Japan. The original word was shinrin-yoku. And essentially, forest bathing is the practice of using all of your senses to fully experience nature. So when we take people out on a NatureWorks program, typically they're an hour to 90 minutes, we have specific activities designed to engage your senses in nature and literally bathe in all of the stimuli that the natural world gives us. For example, we would spend time right here listening to the wind coming through the trees. That sound of wind through the trees is one of the most pleasing sounds to the human brain. We would also listen to the bird song and the insect sound that you can hear today. We would also let the sun warm our skin, and we would use all of our senses to experience the present moment and give our mind a rest from that bombardment of information that we all experience by being in front of that screen all day and getting texts and emails and notifications. Many of our activities bring in aspects of forest therapy, which is closely related to shinrin-yoku, forest bathing. So forest therapy is built on the foundational evidence that being in nature is really good for our mind, body, and spirit, and there's a lot of science to document this. So being out in nature and being slow and intentional does several things to the body and mind. It reduces the heart rate. It also reduces blood pressure levels. It also decreases levels of cortisol, which is the stress hormone we all feel when we get that stressful text from a loved one. It also increases levels of serotonin. Serotonin is the neurotransmitter hormone that helps us to rest and recuperate. Really important today, right? So we're doing all of these things to our mind and body when we're out here intentionally connecting with nature. So right here in Harford County, we're blessed with so many excellent locations that are really close by to experience nature. We have done NatureWorks programs at parks like Anita Light Estuary Center, Harford Glen Nature Center in Bel Air, Susquehanna State Park, Rock State Park. The list goes on and on. There's so many really good places nearby that you can connect with nature. Right here at Lerodendron is another excellent place. The Monpaw Trail is right behind here. But even if you can't travel to a park, even if you can only go into your backyard or on your patio, you can do some basic nature connection experiences right where you are to allow your senses to open up and experience the moment. So when you go back indoors, you will have reset yourself, literally reset the button on your mind and body to get into a calmer space and to be more present in the moment. So we have a session that is the first Saturday of every month at 10 a.m. and it's free and open to the public. If you would like to experience a NatureWorks session and understand how you can practice these simple activities wherever you are to connect with nature, please come out and join us the first Saturday of the month. If you go to our website, you can sign up. Our website is natureworks.org. That's NATUREWORX.org. And we hope to see you soon.
If you're looking for a different kind of outdoor experience, Walk with the Doc might be more to your liking. This is a program that combines an information session about a current health topic with a walk on the trails of Shucks Regional Park. Let's hear more from Dr. Marie.
Hi, I'm Dr. Marie, and I'm here today to tell you about a way to ease into a healthier lifestyle and start incorporating some more physical activity into your life. It's called Walk with the Doc. Our Walk with the Doc group meets at 10 a.m. on the first Sunday and the second Saturday of every month here at Shucks Regional Park. We get together initially for a brief current health topic. We talk about things like the benefits of sleep, healthy foods that you can incorporate to help regulate your blood sugar, the benefits of being in nature, and ways to keep your bones healthy. After our chat, then we get to hit the walking path and enjoy a walk around the park at your own preferred pace and distance. Walking has so many benefits to our physical and mental health. We all know that physical activity is important, and regular physical activity, especially when combined with other healthy lifestyle choices, has been shown to prevent and in some cases even treat and reverse chronic disease. Our groups here with Walk with the Doc are free and they're open to all ages and all abilities. And aside from just the benefits of physical activity, there's so many other benefits of participating in our events. We're getting together and getting to enjoy some social interaction, which we really have learned over the past few years how important that is for our physical and our mental health. And we're doing it outdoors in nature, which also has significant benefits on our health. The walks are fun. We get to just enjoy each other's company in a relaxed environment, and everyone is free to come out with their friends and family and also make new friends while they're here. For more information, please feel free to email me, call me, check us out on Facebook, or visit our website at walkwiththedoc.org. I really hope you come out and join us at Shucks Park, 10 a.m. the first Sunday and second Saturday of every month. Come have fun with us, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome back to Living Well, making the most of your senior years. A strong voice sends a powerful message. It says we're confident. It says we're capable. It says we're strong. But often, as we get older, our voices begin to lose their power. Well, that's not the way it has to be. Let's find out how expanding our breath can help us find our voice.
You don't have to be a professional opera singer to have a powerful, strong, and effective voice. And our voices connect us to the world. They reflect who we are, what we know, and enable us to share our experiences, our wisdom, and allow us to express ourselves And that connection reveals just how relevant each one of us is. So it may be useful to examine how the body produces the voice and reconnect the body to it. And it can be as simple as breathing deeply, but not everybody breathes deeply. A lot of people breathe shallowly, and this can cause problems. It can cause quiet talkers, hoarseness, or other vocal troubles. But by breathing deeply, you can connect your lower abs to your voice. So what do these muscles do? The lower abs give leverage, strength, or power on the wind. Now the wind is our breath. So as that wind goes through the windpipe, it goes through the vocal folds, which causes vibration. Vibration, or phonation, equals sound. So the sound is dependent on the breath. To set up the body, I want you to stretch. And check your posture. We're going to do that as well. So whether you're seated or standing, roll those shoulders back and stretch that torso. Then breathe through your nose. That usually allows the tummy to expand. Now, breathing through your nose isn't always possible. I know when I'm congested, sometimes I have to breathe through my mouth, but however you do it, allow that tummy to expand. Now, when I sing, in case you sing as well, you can expand even further into your ribs and back. So what do the lower abs feel like when they're used? I want you to take these fingers and press into your tummy. Now when I breathe, that's when they're softest. And now I want to bring those fingers lower, and you bring them to the bottom of your abdominals. And try this. Now my fingers are actually feeling internally the pelvic floor, which are the strongest muscles, and they attach to your voice. Now you might notice my fingers look like they're popping out. That's merely the bulk of those muscles. So I'm not pushing out, I'm squeezing in, and hopefully you feel that. And if you're seated, you might feel other lower muscles that are pressing into the chair. This is good for connecting your lower abs to your breath, to blowing, which is the basis of speaking. Now you can also try or all of those will connect you to your abs. But if you can't do those, try to transition this to speech. Get a good deep breath. Say the days of the week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Or try this: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Now you might not be able to do that on one breath at the beginning, but as you practice deep breaths and doing that, you probably will. The topic of finding your voice is much more than mechanical, and the process is a journey. Remember, you matter, and we all benefit when you share yourself with us. So, breathe deeply, and let us hear you. Maria gratia plena, Ave, Ave Dominus, Dominus tecum.
Just as important as finding our voice is finding our balance. Fitness expert Val Collins is here with some exercises to help with balance and control.
Hello and welcome to fall. Not just fall, but welcome back. It's good to see you. Dr. Val here for those of you who don't know me. And speaking of fall, and in line with that theme, today's discussion is going to center around fall prevention. that stumbling and tumbling that we do early in life when we're learning to walk, later on through life, and then of course into our elder years. Did you know that one of the reasons for entering into the hospital system, ending up in surgery and rehab, are falls, and the numbers are high? Why do we fall? Well, there's a whole list of reasons. Sometimes it's medications, sometimes it's awareness, perceptiveness, sometimes it's weak muscles, or the shift of increased body weight. The list is endless. But whatever the reason is, there are exercises we can actually do to help us to move with more confidence and to avoid the stumbling and tumbling. Let's take a look. The first exercise is simple. It's that step forward. We're going to start with our assisted device here, which is the chair. You want to get a good firm grip on the chair. Stand about arm's length with your feet about hip width, like you naturally would. What we're going to do is take one step forward and balance right here. The reason we're balancing here, that often when we do fall, it's in that step forward, and we can progress this move. You want to hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds and then push your weight back and start with the other leg. As you step forward, be aware of how you're moving your weight forward and how you're becoming a little bit unbalanced, and that's what we're working on. Now let's look at progressing the move. We'll go back to the other leg and maybe just put our fingertips on the chair. And again, take just a natural step forward. Hold for 5 to 10 seconds and step back in place. Do you want to progress the move a little bit further? How about one hand, or look, Mom, no hands? Just be careful to stay close to that chair in case you lose your confidence in practicing this move. And again, step forward, and the chair is there if we need it, and step back. Of course, if you need that chair before you step back, go ahead and grab onto it. Awesome. Let's try the next move. The next progression may make you a little nervous, but don't forget, we have the chair here to assist us. So go ahead and get that nice grip on the chair, and let's progress to the next step. With this exercise, we stand on one leg. If you're afraid to bring your knee this high, you can start with baby steps and drop that toe a little bit lower. Again, we're holding these moves for only 5 to 10 seconds, and then replacing our feet about the width of our hips and letting go. Along with progressing the height of your foot, you could also progress through the fingertips as we did in the other exercise. And that means not holding on with that really strong grip, but just using our fingertips. Go ahead and shift your weight and lift again to your comfort level. Pick the height that works and progress from there. And then if we want to progress this move a little bit further, maybe one hand with a good grip, or one hand with just the fingertips, and the other hand beside or slightly behind if it's okay for your shoulder. And in this instance, again, lifting to the height that's comfortable. It could be a little lower. A little bit more confidence is required here on the single leg. Take your time progressing through the moves, and we will now return and move on to the next move. And don't forget to do both legs. And here is the last exercise. A simple step up and step down, especially for those of you that have steps in your house. And here is how we progress the move. Let's start either with a wall, a chair railing, or my chair that is my assistive device today. Simply step up on the step up the other foot, hold for 5 to 10 seconds, step back down with the first foot, and then back down with the second foot, and then practice on the other side. Sometimes we have some issues in the arch of our feet. And so for some people, stepping forward toward a stair flat causes some irritation or pain. In that case, practice putting the ball of your foot down and then the toes. As you push up, again with your heel and then your toes. But in the opposite direction, when you're ready, step down with the ball of your foot and then land on your heel and roll back, and the same on the other side. And that should help with the pressure that some of us feel planting our foot flat. Thanks so much for joining us today. Again, practice these movements just a few minutes a day, and you will progress toward more confident movement and a more balanced life. See you next time.
One of life's true pleasures is a good book, and the kind of book that we enjoy often changes throughout our life. Let's find out what seniors are reading these days and how the Harford County Public Library can bring those pleasures right to your door.
Since February 2006, the Harford County Public Library Silver Reader has been bringing books, technology, and innovation to our seniors throughout Harford County and to your community. Our Silver Reader is one of our mobile libraries that visits our senior centers, our assisted livings, our senior apartments, and more. We're continuously looking how to expand those services throughout the community. The Silver Reader has a multiple variety of items in its collection. We have books, of course, and they're very popular. We also have audio books. We have ebooks that you can stream anywhere that you live. And then also we have special technology so that we can help you research those questions that you may have. One of the most important things about the Silver Reader is it brings to you our latest technology, whether it's our artificial intelligence robot that we bring out for a presentation, so that you get to explore what your family and friends and perhaps your grandchildren are exploring. That way, when you meet them, you can talk about all the different things that you have learned on the Silver Reader and through our librarian staff. So one of the other things that we have that's really critical is we have a lift that brings you into the Silver Reader. So we want to make sure that our entire Silver Reader is accessible to everyone. One of the questions I get asked quite a bit is, what are people who are reading at the library and visit the Silver Reader, what titles do they enjoy, what authors? And I have to say, it's pretty much what everybody is reading right now. It's the New York Times bestsellers, which you can request even if it's not on the Silver Reader. You can request it from any of our libraries free and be picked up on the Silver Reader. Some of the favorites are, of course, James Patterson. We also like Fern Michaels. We also like Beverly Lewis, those inspirational books. One of my personal favorites that I know is at the top of the list is Clive Cussler and all the adventures that they go through. So pretty much any author that you're interested in reading, we can get for you or house on the Silver Reader at any time. And keep in mind, we also have a very extensive collection of large print books. So keep us in mind when you're looking for that good read, and you know, winter is coming, so you want to curl up with your favorite author. Yes, I do have a cat in my arms, and this is one of our companion pets. Oh, hello, little kid. Hello, kitty. A companion pet is something we know some of our seniors, when they go into assisted living or into nursing homes, they no longer can have their pet with them. So we have added companion pets to the Silver Reader as a way for seniors to be engaged a little bit and perhaps to bring back those good memories. We've discovered that with some of our seniors who have dementia, that this is very, very calming and soothing to them. So these are available on our Silver Reader. Good kitty. One of the most important things that you carry or own is your Harford County Public Library card. With that card, you have access to everything on the Silver Reader. And when you borrow our materials on the Silver Reader, you can return it on our next visit, or you can drop it off at any of our 11 library locations located throughout Harford County. One of the things the Silver Reader does, and our library employees that work on the Silver Reader, is to keep you engaged with whatever's going on in the community. So keep in mind, you can visit the Silver Reader when it visits the apartments or assisted livings or our nursing homes, or you can stop by any library branch, or you can also call and someone will be there to help you with your question.
As we think about ways to add more physical activity to our lives, we can always look to our pets for inspiration. But our pets are often getting older, just like us. Let's learn about some age-related problems to look out for so we can keep up with our pets and they can keep up with us.
Hi, my name is Erin Long and I'm here at the Humane Society of Harford County. And you know, just as we age, our pets age too. They have some of the same ailments that we have, so I'm here to talk to you about how to age gracefully together. So what are some of those common age-related problems that our pets are going to start to experience? Probably the number one thing that you're going to start to notice is they may be slower. It may take them a little longer to get up off their bed. It may take them a little longer to go down the stairs to go outside. They may start to limp. But those are all signs of arthritis and joint aches and things like that. And another thing that you may start to see is their eyes clouding over. And that is all just a natural part of the age-related process where they're developing cataracts and things like that. Maybe they're not seeing as well. Maybe they're not hearing as well. As a great caretaker of your animal, you want to make sure that your pet is able to age gracefully at home with you. And there are several things that you can do. Stay active. We all hear about that from our doctor, that you want to go out and take a walk around the block. Your pet may not be able to run at the dog park like it used to, but it certainly does want to get outside, and just a nice mosey or stroll around the block would be wonderful. You also want to stay social. It's important for your pet to stay social too. It helps them mentally as well as physically. You also want to have a wonderful relationship with your veterinarian. Instead of maybe a couple years ago, you might have gone to your veterinarian every year, every couple of years. Your veterinarian may now recommend that you come in maybe every 6 months for a checkup. And you want to also make sure that you do your annual senior blood work. That's very important. That's going to help to identify issues that are just at the beginning stages, that are just beginning to crop up. And that way your veterinarian can start to prescribe medications that are going to help. You don't want to wait until these diseases or these conditions have progressed to the point where your animal is in pain and is suffering. And lastly, make sure that you have the telephone number of your nearest emergency clinic on your refrigerator, because accidents do happen. So we want to be prepared that way. Pets are such an amazing part of our lives. They bring us so much joy and so much companionship. Maybe you don't have a pet at home. If you're looking for a pet, we want to help match you with a pet that is going to be appropriate for your needs and for this stage of your life and for your lifestyle. So please come visit us. We are on Connolly Road in Fallston. You can come in and talk to our adoptions counselors or give us a call, 410-836-1090.
Well, I think it's time I hit the trail. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Living Well. By the way, why not share some of your favorite activities, passions, and pursuits, and how you're making the most of your senior years? Until next time, I'm Terry Troyer.